So number 2 talks about the triangles below, and it says they are similar. Determine the missing value. So it doesn't give us any information, so we're going to have to match it up by the angles. So I'm going to match it up by the angles. I'm going to say, okay, well, this one has 1. So, and this one has 1. So those angles are corresponding. Do you see how I got that idea? Okay. This one has 2, and this one has 2. So those angles are corresponding angles. And then this one has 1, 2, 3 lines. This one has 1, 2, 3 lines. So it is a corresponding angle. So that means that the yellows match up, the blues match up, the greens match up. So we can base our lines on that based on those certain angles. So we would say yellow to blue is going to be red. So yellow to blue is going to be red. Blue to green, I'm going to make it blue. Blue to green. Blue to green. And then green to yellow is going to be green. Okay, so I made it without any information. They didn't give me any information, but I figured out how to do it. Okay, so now I'm going to do my proportion. I'm going to write my proportion. So we need to find X, which is a blue one. So at some point we have to have blue in here somewhere. So I'm going to say, let's do, I like the numbers in the red better than I do the green. So I'm going to say 6 and 4. So I'm going to do red. Okay, so I'm going to do red over blue. My bad. Red over blue. Red over blue. Because what we're looking for is the blue, right? Okay. So red is 6. And then blue is 15. Red is 4. And blue is X. So can I find the missing value now? Okay, so I would say 6 times X is 6X. 4 times 15 is 60, right? Yeah. Divide by 6. X is going to equal 10. Okay, if I look, this is 2/3 this, so that fits. I feel like that's true. Okay?
Wait, why do you put
I bet. Okay, so number 3, determine whether each pair of polygons is similar. So it gives us all the numbers. It's not asking us to find X. So I'm just going to have to match up my corners. So P and Z. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying they can be turned different ways. See how this one's turned all the way around? And then O and Y, N and X, and M and W. Huh? Looking at these, we're set up. We're just trying to figure out if they're similar. So we're going to set it up as a proportion. So I'm going to write my proportion, and I'm going to say, I can draw my lines. I'm going to do PO and ZY. Y'all agree with those? That those are the matching ones? So I'm going to do red on top. And then I'm going to do, I like the numbers on this one over here. So I'm going to do WZ, and then this one right here. So I'm going to do yellow on bottom. Y'all good with those? I feel like those are a little bit simpler numbers. 22.8 and 7.6 gets a little ugly. Okay, so we're going to say red is 15. Yellow is 24. Do you see where I got both of those numbers from?
Yes.
Okay, 15 from the red, 24 from right here. Okay, and then we're going to do red here, which is 5, and 8 here, which is yellow. So now I cross multiply them. If they're equal, then they are similar. So 24 times 5. I got 120. Y'all agree?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 8 times 15. I got 120. So they are similar. So we would say yes, they are. Okay, we make sure we say yes, because sometimes it'll say ask say yes or no. Okay, so number 4, we're going to kind of do the same thing. I'm not going to match up the sides. I'm going to do the order of the alphabet kind of. So I'm going to say A, B, is the same as EF, BC, FG. Okay, so if we continue on with this, we're going to say our next one is CD and GH. And then we have HE and DA. Okay, so all it's asking us is to tell us whether they're similar. So we have to set it up as a proportion, cross multiply. If they're equal, then they're similar, okay? So we're going to go set it up as a proportion. So pick two sides that we want to use. Somebody give me some colors.
Green and yellow.
Green and yellow. Okay, so I'm going to do green and yellow, green on top and yellow on bottom. Okay. So I'm going to say green is, we know that green is 10 because red is 10. Because it's a rectangle. Do you understand that rule, right? Okay, so 10 over 8. Okay, and then 15 over 12. Okay, so didn't we do 15 times 8 just a second ago? 15 times 8 is 120. And 10 times 12 is 120. So both sides equal 120. So are they similar? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. Okay. Number 5. Each pair of polygons is similar. Determine the missing sides. So they said they're similar, so we know that. We're just looking for the missing side. So I'm looking for this missing X right here. And over here we're looking for that X. Okay, so I'm going to have to do it by the angle measure. So I'm going to go angle 1 to angle 2. Angle 1 to angle 2. Angle 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Look, try to trick me. I feel like a little bit there. And then 3 to 1. 3 to 1 right there. Okay, so I'm going to go with, I have to do green, so I'm going to do green over blue because I like those numbers a little better. So we're going to say green, blue. Okay, so I'm going to go green is X. Am I going too fast? You're okay. Blue is 5. Green over here is 8. And blue is 20. Now, I can solve for X or I can scale up, but I'm just going to solve for X. I can see the scale, but I don't know if y'all can, so we'll just cross multiply and divide. So 20 times X is 20X. 8 times 5 is 40. How do I solve for X? Divide both sides by 20. X is going to equal 2. So this is 2. Not too bad, right? Okay, hopefully we can get this last one in before the bell rings. Sweet. Okay. So last set, I'm so glad you think that. Okay, is, I'm going to have to do my angles by colors again. So 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 1, 4 to 1. We're solving for the green, so I know green has to be in the game. And so I'm going to do, let's do red. Green, red, okay? So green is X over 3. X over 3, everybody see that? Okay. And then green is here, 18 over 6. Okay, I can see it again, but we're just going to cross multiply. 6X equals 18 times 3. 18 times 3 is 54. Yep. Divide both sides by 6. X is going to equal 9. Okay. Now remember, I want to talk about this before we start shutting it down. Remember, anytime I put an equal sign in between something, I'm saying they're equal, right? So if they're equal, that means they're fractions and they're equivalent. So look right here. I could scale down and divide by 2, right? So could I divide 18 by 2? What would it be? 9. What did I just get? 9. Anytime I'm saying, if I put that equal sign in the middle, I'm saying they're equal. Okay? Yes? Okay. That's the finish up 5-2 second half.